You know, NASCAR fans appreciate a good pit strategy. The best teams are always looking for ways to make things faster, smoother, and more efficient. But buying a car? Most of us think that it's going to be a long, drawn-out process. I did too. Then I found out you can actually buy a car online on AutoTrader. Really? I started the way most people do, searching inventory, comparing options, narrowing things down, but then I realized I could do way more of the process online than I expected. Get details, explore financing options, connect with a local dealer, and continue moving through the buying process from wherever I happen to be. And here's what surprised me most. You're still not doing it alone. Real dealer support is there if you need it, which gives you confidence every step of the way. Plus, you're in control. Want to do everything online? Great. Prefer to handle some parts in person? That's an option too. It's buying a car your way. So if you're in the market for your next ride, check out the huge selection available on AutoTrader and see how simple the process can be. Buy your car online on AutoTrader. Really. Visit autotrader.com.
Let's have this week's Here's How. And this week, here's how to give your mechanic some mixed signals. Attach a big mirror underneath to the chassis of your car. Then drive to your mechanic and tell them there's something underneath the car that sounds funny. Constantly call them up and use car puns. Or you'll be looking forward to seeing you. I had a really good time with you. I know how to turn left or right, but how do I indicate that I like you? When you get an MOT done on your car, leave a bag of nuts in the middle between the driver's seat and passenger seat just by the handbrake and gear stick, but replace all of the peanuts and cashews with metal nuts like what you would attach to bolts, but still wet them a little bit with oil and dust them all with salt. Hire an artist to paint your engine in order to depict a sex scene between you and the mechanic, and have another artist paint the underside of the bonnet with a gravestone of your favourite mechanic with their name on it and the date of their birth that you found out and a date from the not too distant future. Decorate it with a few flowers and maybe a fake gravel pit as well underneath, all painted and textured on there. CC them into an email from you, complaining about them to trading standards with criticisms that just sound like compliments. They were too friendly. They finished my MOT before they said they would. They charged me less on the price of labour than they originally quoted me. Order some pizzas to the garage in the evening that have no cheese on, just tomato sauce and the words "thank you" spelled out in sliced olives. Send each of them an individual Christmas card each year with a photograph of their own child's face photoshopped onto a picture of a child sat on Santa's knee. But replace Santa's face with one of their other co-workers' faces, never leaving your name and always using a different alias and writing style in each card. When they call you up to tell you your car is ready, use a voice modulating app to sound like a woman and speak like it's the start of a sex line. Hiya, it's Tracy's dirty brothel room. What would you like to put in me today? Then, when they say who they are, hello mate, it's Dave, it's Big Tig-Bitty Dave here. I was just calling to say your car's done. Oh, I beg your pardon mate, beg for the pardon, and switch the voice modulator off and act like nothing happened. Start taking photographs of nails and screws on roads, posting them to social media saying, if you find a screw in your tyre today, why not bring it too? And then whatever the name of your garage is. But do it all the time in different areas around your town until people start to get suspicious. Claim online that you were sexually harassed by the woman who works on the reception. Use the wrong name though and slightly misspell the name of the garage. That bit is very important for defamatory law. Then, when they eventually try to publicly defend themselves, apologise for the mix-up and ask if the lady that does work there wants to visit the local museum with you. When they inevitably say no out of safety concerns for the lady, take once again to social media, claiming that you used to work there and the other staff excluded you from their work events. Tell people that you believe it's because you're a lesbian woman, even if you're clearly a man in your social media presence, especially and only if you're very clearly a man in your social media presence. You want to show them that they hurt you and you want to piss off social media. Then, when it's all blown over, send them a lovely little message explaining that you were just trying to help them get a bit of exposure online because you think they're all so nice and helpful and provide such a great service. Then, when they've read that message, maybe even responded to it, delete your account and make a new one, and immediately take to the local Facebook groups again about how they tried to silence you. Then, If they tried to show the message thread from you explaining it was a lie, claim that it wasn't you and that you lost your account, and how convenient it is that they have these messages from some other account that definitely isn't your account, then send them a message off your new account that's just a couple of kisses followed by a separate message saying, "Hope it helped." And that's the end of this week's Here's How. If you want to hear more stuff, join me Patreon, mate. Patreon.com/worldaroundyou. If you want a mystery box with some dead shit in, worldaroundyou.com. And you'll notice as well, if you go on the link on the link tree, there's an OnlyFans as well. But I'm not going to mention that often on these. See you in a bit.